Hello and welcome to the NFL Weekly Report, Week 9. Before I get into any of the top news from this week, here are my top 5 offensive and defensive plays of the week. Week 9 started off with the Saints playing the Carolina Panthers. Both offenses of both teams looked very sloppy in the first quarter, fumbling many times and throwing a few picks. When the second quarter started, Drew Brees picked it up, eventually winning the game. Cam Newton never really picked up the offense, but he did run for a touchdown, so that was pretty nice, but that's really all Cam did, was run. He had trouble throwing and connecting with his wide receivers. Drew Brees definitely had the better day, and the New Orleans Saints as a whole had a better day. Coming into this week's Cowboys game, Tony Romo was saying how he was planning to play all week and how he was going to play all week, but unfortunately, he did not play, which means Brandon Weeden had to get the start for Dallas, which also means they lost. The Arizona Cardinals won once again, now having the Cardinals be 7-1, their only loss to Peyton Manning, while Peyton Manning headed to New England where he played Tom Brady for Brady vs. Manning 16. Unfortunately, Peyton lost, but I feel like when the big game comes around in the playoffs, Peyton will crush Brady. Or at least that's what I hope. But going back to Romo was out because of a back, but other injury news, Nick Foles broke his collarbone, which means ex-New York Jet Mark Sanchez had to come in there and win the game, while ex-Philadelphia Eagle Michael Vick came in there and lost the game. Thanks, Vick. But Mark Sanchez went out there, first time since 2012, and threw a touchdown. Mark Sanchez had a pretty good day throwing 2 touchdowns. He did also throw a pick, but Sanchez led the Eagles down the field to eventually get the game-winning touchdown to defeat the Houston Texans. The Seattle Seahawks played the Oakland Raiders this week, and as everyone expected, the Seattle Seahawks defeated the Raiders. Surprisingly, the Raiders actually made it close, but it wasn't a surprise that the Seahawks still came out with the win. A surprising victory was the Miami Dolphins shutting out the San Diego Chargers. Philip Rivers all season long has been just putting up great numbers and keep getting wins for his team. They lost 3 in a row, so maybe something's going on in San Diego, but it was still a pretty good shocker to see Miami Dolphins defeat Philip Rivers 37-0. Well, the St. Louis Rams headed to the San Francisco 49ers home, Levi Stadium, and surprisingly defeated the 49ers. The 49ers almost won the game when Kaepernick did a QB sneak right up the middle with only 7 seconds left. Unfortunately, Cap really never had control of the football. He fumbled it, and the St. Louis Rams recovered it with only 2 seconds left. Cap swears he got in the end zone. But you can swear all you want, Cap, but you didn't get the touchdown. Sorry, buddy. Robert Griffin III finally returned to the field this week. He had an okay game. There was nothing really special about his game. But someone who had something really special about their game was Ben Roethlisberger, who threw 6 touchdowns this week. Roethlisberger, in 2 weeks, has 12 touchdowns and no interceptions. That's the most by any player in NFL history. What's crazy is that Ben Roethlisberger threw 6 touchdowns against a pretty good Baltimore Ravens defense. So if he can throw 6 touchdowns against the Ravens defense, he's going to throw like 18 against the Jets defense. It's pretty much non-existent. The final game of this week was Andrew Luck versus Eli Manning. Both quarterbacks came to this game with their offenses actually looking pretty good, but unfortunately, I don't know what happened, but Eli Manning and that offense didn't look on point. They didn't look in sync that night. Eli necessarily wasn't throwing it too bad, it's just the ones he threw at his receivers were dropped. Too many drop balls for the Giants, and it ended with the Giants losing to Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts. Well, that's it for this week. Remember to like this video and subscribe. I'm a Jets fan, unfortunately. Signing off.